Township Board, RV camper, parking, and, ag residential, we can cover that when we get to it, just.
Yep.
And then, for blight for vehicles, Dave's got it on his deal, but it had a, turned in a, what do I wanna call it, a, ticket for it because it had more than just a current plate, and that's what I thought, and that's what Randy wants to cover. Dave said it'd have, the working lights and everything on the vehicle, and Randy wanted us to just double check our ordinance, so add on there for blight for vehicles, and then we can cover that when we get there.
Anything else?
Yes, do the new law on, other energy items, there'll be 3 things. We'll cover that. You know what I'm talking about there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, a motion with, we got 4, additional bullet points. Township RV camper, ag residential, blight, and, other energy. Any other discussion? Can I get a second?
I'll second.
I have a motion, I have a second, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Public comment? I'll close public comment. May meeting minutes, if you all received those from Jenny. I'll make a motion to adopt the May 8th, 2024 meeting minutes. Can I get a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. Township board update, Dave?
Alright, we approved her, for Ginger Imhoff to be our clerk. And then we changed our meetings now to the second Monday of the month, and then they start at 6 p.m. instead of 7.
Second Monday?
Yeah, so it's gonna be 2 days basically before ours, but it'll be every month.
Anything else?
Should the rest of that I'm covering the other.
New business?
Okay.
Dave Kelsey? Zoning update?
Okay, well, we'll go into the 5th month since we missed a month of, for a meeting. At, 7540 Schmid Road, a lean-to, 1913 Youngman, a deck, a roof over the deck, and, 9471 M46 pole barn, 11929 Cherry Drive, a garage, 10510 Barrage, carport, 9657 M46, a garage, at 10194 Tamarack Road, a garage. Okay, on the month of June, there is 11770 Cherry Drive, a house and a pond. And update on the violations, 6180 James Drive, blight. I gave him a ticket this month, or last month on the 1st. Haven't heard from the court yet. 11565 Elm. Court gave him 30 days to get the vehicle operational or remove it from the property. He did remove the other one at 11589 Juniper. There's bench worn out for him still. At Terry Drive, a complaint on a camper on the lake. I told him he needs to fill out a complaint form, and he never did. At 9304 Almy Blight, he gave a ticket for 2824, but now I guess the court and the health department's working on it, so I backed off, because you can't have everybody, it gets all mixed mixed up if everybody keeps pushing it. And, that's it.
Any questions?
Oh, I didn't hand them out.
Oh, you can hand out
I
my.
can give you a copy.
You got
I'll
it?
give you a copy.
I don't know if I need it, but.
Old business, lakefront residential ordinance. I think you all got a copy of that from, Jay, from where we were at. We have a purpose, 19.01. Any questions on that? Any further discussion? (1902) permitted uses. Any changes or additions? With a single-family detached dwelling, the state license, residential child, family daycare, and adult foster, adult care facility, accessory buildings and structures is number 3, and then 4 is the big parks, playground areas, and other passive open space areas. Hearing none, I'll move to 1903, special land uses. We don't have anything there. Discussion to add. Anybody?
On that, I think we have to talk about, like, a marina of some sort, that be considered special land use.
Could be, yeah. Some of our neighboring townships have that.
We have one.
Hmm?
At Towling Lake, big one. I mean, for the size of the lake, it's big.
What would you like to see there?
Looking at Sydney Township's, ordinance, they have boat launches, cemeteries, churches, private schools, municipal buildings, attached residential dwellings, up to 4 units per acre, state licensed residential child and adult care facilities are provided for in section, in here. Bed and breakfast, golf courses, I said that already. What do you think about those?
I'm good with those.
Like the,
Want to add marina to that too then?
I would say so.
Yeah.
You know, they wanna apply for us and nothing there, we'd be thankful.
You got those, Jay?
Okay, so. Oh, boat launches, okay, I see. So we're gonna do Sydney, plus we're gonna do marinas.
Yeah.
Cause that marina has a boat launch there too. And I don't know that it's ever been done, so we don't, especially cause it's getting developed so much more.
So bed and breakfast, you said, right?
Yep.
Golf course?
Golf course and country clubs, is what this is.
And then Joe, you said attached 4-unit,
Attached residential dwellings up to 4 units per acre.
What does that mean?
That's what I'm,
Is that like apartments?
Like fourplex apartment?
Maybe?
Is that what that means?
I think so. Don't really.
where you see that, Mariah?
Sydney.
Yeah,
Yep.
whatever. When it comes to school, like, the Pearson one private and public, this just says private, I wonder what. You know what I mean, Joe? What was,
Which one are you?
I'm just comparing Pearson, so this got private and public school, and I don't know why. Just like for like parks, they have private and public parks. We don't have parks on there, right? See what it's, you know, for special
Yeah.
uses.
We have that underneath permitted uses, parks.
I don't understand why they have public and private, that's where I'm struggling, I guess, is the only. Just list them both, cover them all, and be done.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna run this by the attorney anyway, so.
I'm good with what Bill said.
So, can you read through those, Jenny?
So were the special land uses, are we gonna do this for no land or building in the Lakeview residential, Lake residential district? That what we're gonna change that to?
Yep.
May be used, erected, altered, or converted except for the following properties when approved in accordance with the ordinance.
Yep.
In article whatever, we don't have that yet, right?
No.
Bed and breakfast establishments, golf course and country clubs, boat launches, cemeteries, churches, private roads, municipal buildings, attached residential dwellings up to 4 units per acre, state licensed residential child and adult foster care facilities, and marinas.
We have the,
I was gonna say,
we have
Yeah,
the
we can
state
take-
licensed residential.
yeah, that's
Take
in
in
the
the permitted
permitted
uses.
uses already, so that one doesn't need to. You can already.
Cross that one off.
Yeah, we've already.
I can just cross off that line,
Yes.
Yeah.
For the special land use.
Yeah. because we have it in permitted uses, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Everybody good with that? It's a good start. 1904, we have site requirements. All permitted uses and special land uses are subject to the following site development requirements: lot dimensions, setbacks, heights, lot coverage. And we need to come up with our setbacks. I mean, right here we have 35 feet lakefront. Everybody okay with that? I mean, lots of different numbers out there depending on what you look at.
Doesn't Eagle have something to do with that?
Some are bigger, some are smaller.
We have a 25-foot lake based on high water mark, 15 feet from the lot line, 25 feet from the lake.
Yeah. And 15 feet from lot line roadside. Do we need a maximum coverage area? Some of them have that, some of them
have them,
don't.
some of them don't.
I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
That'd be kinda hard to, I mean, some of the smaller lots,
I
and
know.
if people wanna build a house, they can fit their family plus some.
Mhm.
So if they build a great big house, doesn't it have to be so many feet from each side of
does,
properties
it does.
anyways, so
I mean,
what's the
So,
point
yeah, I
then?
guess we don't.
we don't need it. No.
You only go so high and so
Yeah.
wide.
Okay. And then we had a kind of a question mark on accessory buildings. I think some have a maximum, some have, I think, back instead of front, as far as location wise.
My feelings are they should never be able to put an accessory building in front of their
In
house,
front?
which is considered lakefront. They should all have to be in the backyard.
So you carry your life jackets and everything and
Yeah.
your tubes to the backyard.
Yeah,
I'm just.
I'm just saying, well, most people have it set up differently. You
I
can't
know.
put all these accessory buildings on the
I know.
waterfront, you're blocking
You're good.
everybody's view, that's the whole point.
You're good, yeah. Anybody else's thoughts there?
Feel
because people don't park in the front of the
No,
house
I know.
anyway. But we have to define maybe the front and the back, front being the lakefront, the waterfront side, and the back being the roadside.
I think that's in our definitions, I believe, don't hold me to that.
Because we've got a-
It is, yeah.
We,
Yeah.
as long as it's in the definitions, cause we've got a house on Town Line that's supposedly in code that sits right on the waterfront.
Has it been like a long time though? No?
Oh.
Okay. Everybody good with that?
So what are we doing for accessory buildings?
Do we wanna put, what do we wanna put there? Do we have something out there right now?
And the rear yard is what, I don't know.
Yeah, but do we have something in our ordinance to go on today on accessories? You know, Dave?
I'll say there is, but I'm having trouble finding it.
Mean in a different ordinance?
3.11.
Yeah, number 3 is where it talks about front yard, if that's what you guys are talking about for an accessory building.
What's-
Says you can have one supposed to 15 feet
Right,
from the shoreline.
right, that's not right.
What's bad about that wording too, along, I don't know about on Cato, but Belvedere, there's a 75-foot easement from the water to their property line. There's, the county had an easement there from years ago for running, I don't-
50 feet.
I saw one
That's in
with the
Schmid's Yard.
70, yeah. But yeah, whatever it is, I was looking at the county maps, but.
So
yours is
311.
accurate.
What is it, C? We have on there no more than 3 detached accessory
Have you
buildings shall
put
be permitted.
15 feet from the property line, or that would be better if you put the shoreline, that could be on the right of way,
Right,
so you gotta make sure.
but
that-
not in Cato, that's
Cato, it's
Belvedere.
not at all in Cato? Anywhere?
That's Belvedere,
Okay,
it's only in Schmid Park.
alright.
So we think we covered there? Or we need to
I-
put,
I don't think it's
Backyard.
right, I think it should be something different than that.
Yeah. Well, my house, it's real tiny, like there's an 8-foot easement around there, public access. You wouldn't think so, but it is, everybody uses it as their lawn, so you need to either go by property line, that way you're safe. But,
I don't even
Like
think,
you
it
said,
should- I
we
don't
don't
even
have
think
it
it
in
should
the
be
front
from
yard.
property line, it should be in the front yard, period.
yeah, well, Arlink for sure, because it's a small lake, so when
Yeah.
you put something there, that blocks half the lake.
Mm-hmm,
so on 311B, accessory buildings shall be permitted within the AR, RR, SR, and MR districts. We'll probably gonna have to add LR in there too, correct? Is that fair to say?
no, not necessarily, if you put it in here under lakefront, it's gonna be in a whole different ordinance, right?
It's just a
Well-
different section within the ordinance, but what he's saying is this section covers accessory buildings throughout.
Every
Ordinance.
district.
Or you
Every
could
district.
reference this chapter, this lakefront district for that stuff.
If it lists all the other districts, we should have it there.
I think so. I don't see anything here about front, back, water. Does anybody else?
It's,
It doesn't say anything in, suburban residential, which is like residential. Doesn't say anything about accessory buildings on that, in that part of the book, but that's where it only needs to be in, part
So
of
we
the
could put a
book,
line there
accessory.
saying, accessories buildings located, in backlot, or, what was that? In backyard,
Only,
yeah,
and you refer to section.
refer to
11.
section 311. Got that, Jane?
Okay, say that to me again.
Accessories buildings located in,
Only located in the rear,
In the rear yard,
yeah,
cause in section 2.25 in the definitions, it does say yards, and that's where it spells it out as far as front and rear.
we're not 2.25.
2.25.
Well, only in
Why?
rear yards,
In a rear yard.
In the rear yard.
so do I wanna put in
Not
here
like
that,
size.
So you'd have to scratch off part of number A3, because that's where it says you can't have it in your
right,
front yard. If it's, like front, maybe, erected in private front yard, 15 feet from the shoreline, so you'd have to scratch that off if you wanna get rid of, accessory buildings in lake residential front yards. Cause other than that, it might say ag somewhere in there, real close, it has something about ag. It's, exempt.
What'd you say that, Jake, 211?
Okay, 3.11A, A3. Except for unlocked fronted on the lake with a single family dwelling.
Call rear to the back.
Okay. Yep. So accessory building located in the rear yard only. And then, refer to section 3.11.
and 3.11 says they can have them in there.
No,
And 3.11 number 3 says you can have one in the front yard 15 feet from the
Right,
shore.
and so that needs to come out of there.
Yeah, the whole, all of number 3, basically, because, where does it say, when erected as integral part of the main building is with respect to the required ordinance,
says here, number 3.11, no accessory building shall be erected in the required front yard except that on lots with frontage on a lake with a single family dwelling, not more than one accessory building may be erected in the required front yard. Such accessory building shall be located at least 15 feet from shoreline and not to exceed 100 square feet.
Is this like a shed?
A shed to just to store
Yeah,
stuff
it's
in.
like a
is what
shed.
you're looking at. So you don't have to walk through the backyard.
People don't store this stuff in their backyard anyways.
Leave it on the shore.
It should be left up to the citizen to make that decision.
So,
Or do we say, if they're gonna have that accessory building in the front yard, they can't block the neighbor's view?
no matter where in the front yard, it would block
It'll
the
block the
view though.
neighbor's view everywhere.
So if it blocks the neighbor's view, then they can't put one in the front yard. Cause there are lots that are.
Make sure everyone's too.
so let's just put a, we'll have the, I think the attorney kind of look at that, don't you think, or, yeah? So let's kind of put a couple asterisks there.
What's the right terminology?
Yeah, and then, maybe in parentheses,
Ask
Either-
attorney.
yeah, we need to refer to section, 3.11A3. Question mark.
I'm just thinking of the places that around town line, like, the person could put an accessory building on the waterfront that wouldn't block a person's view, but if they put it on a different side of the yard, it would. And then there's some places that just wouldn't be able to do that, so it's kind of crazy.
Anything else for 1904? Okay, and then 1906 lakefront
I
setbacks.
think 1905 would be the next one, right?
Yeah.
Down at the bottom.
Site development requirements.
Oh, I'm sorry. So. Do you want to add anything for site development requirements?
I don't think we've ever had for setbacks for lake residential, that's what you're talking about. Since I've been here, I don't ever remember anybody asking for a variance to put it closer than what we have in the book. You know, it's just a thought, so I don't know if it needs to be changed or should be, it's up to you guys.
How much lakefront property do we have that's not developed though?
Yeah, I know, yeah, it's pretty
Pretty
much.
developed, except maybe at Lake Aquana lives on, I don't know what that is, like,
The lake off Lake Road, there's
That's-
some lots there,
there's some empty lots there, but
and that's ag, so ag, their setbacks are like way off
Okay, so let's just put a
for a lake.
parentheses there, ask attorney for, additional requirements. I mean, I think we're covered there, but we'll just cross i's and touch the t's. Everybody good with that or no?
Yep.
1906, we had lakefront setbacks. I know we talked about them, but if you look at all of our ordinances, it has like a little grid there that looks, you know what I'm saying? Everyone has a grid and it lists the numbers. I mean, I'm not sure, is that why we did that kind of, maybe? Just to be, what do I wanna say, so we're kind of consistent. Serious thought there.
Now,
If you look like in residential, ag residential, each of them has like a, I don't know, it's kind of a block that,
you guys have that one for, Algonquin Township?
Yes.
If you look on page, or chapter 5, on page
like this, yeah.
4, on line,
They don't have-
bullet 4,
every
lakefront.
section has- oh, and I don't know if that's what we kind of thought about, I guess. We looked at
I
that
know,
one,
that's
but-
what I was wondering.
I mean, I know we have it up above, correct?
Yes.
You see what I'm kind of looking at? Right. consistent with our zoning ordinance book. So I guess that's my thought. We can list it as, Lake Residential District. And then every one of them has referred to chapter 13 for additional requirements for special uses. And then we can put front yard, side yard, your rear yard, building height. You can look on page 87 too, I guess. That's what I'm looking at right now. I think we all have the same numbers, I think. So 187 is, I'm in section 9. Here's section 9 here,
Section 9 stops at 82.
right there on the back page of it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. But see how it's got that, that grid there, kind of? In every ordinance,
It's got it.
it has that grid, yeah. I'm just saying for consistent
Quick-
purposes.
Plus it's a quick reference.
Right.
The cheat sheet, basically. If you want more in-depth in there.
Yeah. So, Jenny, I know you don't have a copy of that, no?
I don't have a copy, what do you want? You want that grid in here?
Yeah, it's like a little grid.
Okay, I don't have a copy of that.
I'll make a copy and give it to you then. We've already talked about all the numbers, correct? Agree with that, Jake?